Welcome to our fall 2010 Mayo Convocation. It is now my pleasure to introduce the University Chorale for a special musical presentation. The chorale is under the direction of Dr. Randall Hooper, Director of Choral Activities.
See
Thank you, Dr. Hooper and members of the University Chorale. What a magnificent performance. It is now my pleasure to introduce the members of the Platform Party. Please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Dr. David Brown, the William L. Mayo Professor of Early Childhood Education in the Department of Curriculum and Instruction, who will be more formally introduced later. Dr. Larry Lemansky, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Lavelle Hendricks, Assistant Professor of Counseling and President of the Faculty Senate. Thank you all for being here. I now call upon my colleague, Dr. Larry Lemansky.
Thank you very much, President Jones. As the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, good morning. On behalf of Texas A&M University Commerce, I would like to welcome our guests, as well as Texas A&M University Commerce students, faculty, and staff, to this University Convocation honoring Dr. David L. Brown, who will be receiving the 2010 Mayo Professor Award. The Mayo Award is a rich tradition of this university established in October of 1997. The Mayo Professor is named for our founder, Professor William L. Mayo. It is the ultimate university-level award granted to a professor from Texas A&M University Commerce and is intended to highlight an exemplary career in teaching, scholarship, and service. This meritorious award provides recognition to an individual who epitomizes the goals of Professor Mayo's motto: ceaseless industry, fearless investigation, unfettered thought. Former recipients of the Mayo Professor Award have included Drs. Robin Rudolph, Ann Mosley, and Richard Fulkerson. If any of these former Mayo professors are here this morning, please stand. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize our distinguished Regents professors. Please stand as I call your name. I ask the audience to hold your applause until all have been introduced. The Regent professors are Dr. Augustina Reese, Dr. Wayne Linnick, Dr. Theodore Hansen, and Dr. Stuart Anderson. Please acknowledge these outstanding Regents professors. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Today, as we continue the tradition of recognizing excellence, we honor Dr. David Brown with the 2010 Mayo Professor Award. So again, on behalf of Texas A&M University Commerce, I welcome you to the University Convocation today and hope that you enjoy all of the activities. I now would like to call on Dr. Lavelle Hendricks, President of the Faculty Senate, to bring greetings from the faculty and to introduce our honoree. Dr. Hendricks.
Mr. President, Dr. Jones, Provost Lemansky, to our honoree, my mentor, my friend, my 06, Dr. David Brown, to this distinguished colleagues of faculty members, to our outstanding staff that are present, to the wonderful student body that we have, to the university community, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this day. We are honored by your presence and glad to have many valuable members of the Texas A&M Commerce University family present today. As President of the Faculty Senate, I welcome you to this academic convocation. I'm especially excited today because we are honoring a fellow professor for his outstanding work in academia and promoting the importance of early childhood education. As educators and education professionals, we are constantly challenged by the perceptions of the students we serve. Perhaps what is most significant about our jobs is that we can challenge their perceptions of limitation and at the same time open their eyes to the limitless world of possibilities. This year's recipient of the 2010 William L. Mayo Professorship Award, Dr. David L. Brown, is one of those who does that and has made his life work to challenge and prepare our youngest citizens for the world that awaits them. His influence extends beyond Commerce, Texas. He is a recognized national leader in the preschool movement. Prior to coming to Texas A&M Commerce, Dr. Brown excelled as a kindergarten and first grade teacher in the Dallas public school system. It is those early experiences that gave Dr. Brown the insight and motivation to advocate for early childhood education and early childhood literacy. His many publications and presentation focus on a variety of topics, including early language and literacy training, as well as the links between family involvement and emergent literacy. In addition to his advancing the discourse in the early field of childhood education, Dr. Brown has served with distinction in a number of regional and national organizations. This includes being elected as president of the North Texas Area Federation Early Childhood Committee, serving on the educational board of the Association of Childhood Education International, serving as a consultant to the Department of Education, Texas Mental Health, Texas Education Agency, and various school districts nationwide. He is a highly sought-after early childhood education expert who has shared his research with legislatures, early childhood centers, and numerous elementary schools throughout the United States. Dr. Brown's tenure at A&M Commerce has also brought about a number of leadership positions with the Department of Curriculum and Instruction, like chair of the Tenure and Promotion Committee and currently the chair of the department's IRB committee. Dr. Brown is called by many things: a professor, a consultant, an advocate, a mentor. Most importantly, I, like so many others, just call him friend. Dr. Brown is a veteran member of the A&M Commerce faculty with over 34 years of experience serving our academic community. Considered a preeminent researcher in literacy and early childhood movement, Dr. Brown also serves as an advisor for the Emmy Award-winning children's show Sesame Street. Mr. President, Dr. Brown, if you would join me at the podium, please.
Thank you, President Jones, Vice President Provost Lemensky, Dr. Lavelle Hendricks, and to all persons on the selection committee, thank you. This is indeed a fabulous day for me. I'm excited, and I have a few things to share with you this morning. I am honored to be the recipient of the 2010 William L. Mayo Professorship Award. Let me simply say that it is a privilege to recognize all the people to whom much gratitude is due, and that is all of you, dear ladies and gentlemen in the audience today, my colleagues, my family, and my friends. I especially want to recognize the freshman class of 2010, who are entering this very prestigious institution as I did some 40 years ago. My nephew, Harold Brown, is a member of this class, and like me, he is indeed blessed to have begun his educational journey here at Texas A&M Commerce, formerly known as East Texas State University. I'd like to thank my family, my mother, Miss Bertie Brown, and my sisters and brothers who have stood by me for many, many years. Their presence, their numerous sacrifices have propelled me to new heights, heights that would have been unreachable without their prayers, without their unfailing assistance. I'd like to extend a special thanks to my children, Melanie and Devin, who shared me with hundreds of teachers and administrators throughout my career. I would like to remember my wife, the late Patricia Brown, who began this journey with me and whose spirit of excellence still drives me forward to new ventures. Ladies and gentlemen, my acceptance and receipt of this award and honor would not be complete without letting you walk with me along memory lane to pay tribute to the many outstanding men and women who have influenced my professional growth and development and who have helped me reach the milestone in my career. First, I would like to share with you a decision that was made by my mother when I was just a baby. She and my father moved to a little town outside of Dallas named Ennis, Texas. You probably know it for football, the Texas Motorplex, and various other things. My mother and father worked very hard to save for a lot in which to purchase and to build a home to raise their children. It was my mother who made a very conscious and intentional decision to purchase a lot that was strategically located between two important institutions within the community. If you left my childhood home in Ennis and you walk to the left approximately 40 yards, you would encounter what my mother referred to as the schoolhouse. Boy, I spent many a day, not just on Thinking Thursdays and Fabulous Fridays, but every day. There is where I received my foundation in my academic preparation. Additionally, if you left my home and you walk to the right approximately 50 yards, you would encounter what my mother called the church house. There, my spiritual development was nourished. In fact, the current pastor of that great church is here today, Pastor Stephen Edwards of Fourth Ward Baptist Church of Ennis, Texas. Thank you, Pastor Edwards, for continuing to instill Christian values in the members of Fourth Ward Baptist Church. From the schoolhouse came dynamic teachers and administrators who helped me to develop strong academic skills. I'm so grateful to have received guidance from Miss Lillian Alexander. Miss Alexander was my teacher and counselor, and she also attended my church, so I received a double blessing from her. She was both a spiritual and an educational role model for me. I want to offer my sincere thanks to her. She is not able to be here, but I am going to have a grand conversation with her tonight when I call her. I do have a very special person with me, Mr. Otto Carroll, my high school algebra teacher. Mr. Carroll, 93 years old, gets around much better than I do. He taught me that math was more about thinking and reasoning than memorization. He was also the town barber, so he continues to be highly respected an individual within the community. Mr. Carroll, thank you so much for helping me to understand that I could slay algebra. When I graduated from Ennis High School, I decided to attend East Texas State University. I can recall very clearly my first contact with A&M Commerce, formerly East Texas State University. I had completed the enrollment application and had been accepted as a freshman, and my friend, Jesse, decided that he was going to drive me to Commerce on a Sunday to move into the dorms. And I think we're still doing that. Even today, 40 years later, we're still moving in on a Sunday. I remember Jesse saying to me on a Sunday afternoon, he says, I'm going to introduce you to the director of financial aid. And I said, okay, on Monday, I'll make sure that we go over to meet him. And he said, no, we're going to do it now. So it was indeed a surprise when he drove me to a farmhouse in Commerce and introduced me to Dr. Jerry Lytle, who was plowing a tractor at that time. He was plowing in a field, and I remember his face was just running with sweat and straw hats and jeans, and certainly he didn't look like a director of financial aid at East Texas State University. But he got off of that tractor, and he walked over, and he introduced himself as the director of financial aid. My friends, Dr. Lytle was my first contact as a representative at ETSU some 40 years ago. We have formed a lasting relationship which continues today. As I completed my general studies and entered the teacher education program, I encountered some outstanding professors, truly outstanding professors. Dr. Sam Cochran of psychology, who modeled for me how to develop a passion for your discipline. I was inspired by the way in which he connected with his students, displaying enthusiasm and excitement during each of his class sessions. I watched him. I emulated him every day. And I know I said many a times, when I grow up, I want to be like Dr. Sam Cochran. As I entered graduate school, I encountered Dr. Harold Murphy, who taught me not to fear statistics. In fact, he told me that it was so easy that Trigger could stamp out those stat problems. I don't know if I believe that, because it wasn't that easy. However, I was able to slay those statistics. Following the completion of my master's degree, I was offered a job as an instructor of early childhood education in the Department of Elementary Ed. There I met Dr. L.D. Briggs, Dr. Durwood Richardson, and Dr. Alonzo Sosa, all retirees of Texas A&M Commerce. Additionally, I was blessed to have developed a friendship with Dr. Janie Humphreys, who served as a powerful role model in early childhood education. Today, she remains a dear friend and colleague. These individuals, ladies and gentlemen, served as my mentors, teaching me the art of the professorship, and I am honored to have taught with them for many years in the Department of Curriculum and Instruction. When I graduated from East Texas State University, I accepted a job with the Dallas Public Schools. And there I met Dr. Rosie Sorrells, who served as my director of early childhood education, and who, following her retirement after many years of service for children and families, and following her retirement, served as a member of the State Board of Education. She was and continues to be a great leader, one that I emulate time and time and time again. The impact of her strength, her character, and her intelligence on my life are simply unmeasurable. In fact, I was so impressed with her career accomplishments that I created a scholarship in her honor in the Department of Curriculum and Instruction. Dr. Sorrells, you're here today. Thank you for your many years of service to young children and their families in the state of Texas. Now I would like to acknowledge a special group of individuals. They are so special to me. They put up with me day in and day out. And that is the faculty and staff members in the Department of Curriculum and Instruction. This is an outstanding group of individuals. In fact, I sometimes wonder what would happen, President Jones, if this department was truly unplugged. I guess you're wondering, what does he mean by that? I mean, given the resources that they needed to pursue innovative programs in their own discipline, what would they be able to accomplish? What students would they be able to recruit? I am so fascinated and so fortunate to have a wonderful faculty that I work with day in and day out. Thank you, Department of C&I. You are outstanding. Additionally, I'd like to thank Dean Brent Mangus, who provides leadership in the College of Education and Human Services. Ladies and gentlemen, my life, as you can see, has been characterized by a series of good beginnings with powerful, very powerful role models. I want to encourage each faculty member to ensure that all of our students, especially students that are within the class of 2010, that all of our students encounter these good beginnings. You see, because good beginnings never truly end. Now, let's talk about some of my unfettered thoughts. few of my unfettered thoughts. I remember my nephew, who was enrolling over here at A&M this summer, and he said, there's a place called One Stop, and he said, there's everything there. And he asked me, did you go to One Stop? I said, son, when I was here, we had many stops. We had a stop for financial aid, a stop for housing, and those stops continued and continued. I was impressed with One Stop. I am truly impressed. That is truly going to help retain and recruit hundreds of our students. So I'm truly impressed with that facility. Now, let me tell you what I'd like to do with the next 35 years of service to A&M Commerce. First, you've heard that I'm a big supporter of the North Texas Federation area universities. I'm a product of the Federation. I took courses at Texas Woman's University and attended a tremendous amount of professional development opportunities there. I just think it's a good thing. I would like to see us biggie-size that partnership so that we're doing some amazing things for our faculty and our students. Now, fortunately, I do serve on an advisory panel, so I'll get a chance to share some of my thoughts and ideas. But I'd like to support that continuation, that collaboration between Texas A&M University, Texas Woman's University, and the University of North Texas. I think that's a good thing for our students. I also think it's a good thing for our faculty as well. Additionally, I'm not done with scholarships. I want to create another scholarship within the Department of Curriculum and Instruction. This scholarship would honor Dr. Alonzo Sosa, who served for many years within the Department of Elementary Education. And it would be a scholarship that would provide funds for pre-service teachers who are seeking ESL and bilingual certification. I think we need that scholarship within our department. And I'm going to work as hard as I can to try to make that happen. I guess I've got 35 more years to try to do that. But hopefully we can make that happen. Now, I want you to dream with me for just a moment. We have just magnificent faculty members in this university, especially within the College of Education, but in other colleges as well. I want to see on this campus a center for children and families. Dream with me, if you will. I want you to imagine an interdisciplinary complex that would provide a school for children ages 3 through 8, with comprehensive services, including counseling for children and families, a research facility where our students could engage in action research right here on campus, a model classroom facility where our teachers, our pre-service teachers, could experience model classrooms right here on this campus. Now, obviously, this type of facility is going to require, first of all, a lot of money. And I'm sure our administrators have already thought, well, who's going to pay for that? But I think we have the talent here to actually implement such a facility. And it would do great service not only for our students that we're serving, but also our community that we're serving as well. It would require cross-departmental support and collaboration from several departments in the College of Education, as well as other colleges as well. I can imagine a huge facility right outside this building, perhaps, with early childhood education at the top. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little biased now. We need such a facility here. Finally, I want to continue my efforts in providing high-quality training for all students seeking the bachelor's, the master's, and the doctoral degrees within the Department of Curriculum and Instruction. I'm excited that we are experiencing record enrollment this year. We're all excited. And I just want to add a little bit of caution as we experience this. You know, not only will we be judged by how many we serve, but we will also be judged by how well we serve them. So let's sort of keep that in the back of our heads as we experience the growth the growth trend that we're in at the present time. In receiving this award, I renew my dedication toward the goals of excellence in higher education. Ladies and gentlemen, if this award stands for anything, it stands for the united Mayo spirit in all of us. I achieved because we achieved. And we achieved because we all worked together to meet the challenges facing education today. Thank you for the great honor that you have bestowed upon me. I will do my best to honor the legacy of Professor William L. Mayo. Thank you.
I now call upon Dr. Lemansky to join me at the podium for the formal presentation of the Mayo Professor Medallion. Dr. Brown. Professor David Brown, in recognition of your outstanding teaching and service to Texas A&M University Commerce by epitomizing the goals of Professor Mayo's credo of ceaseless industry, fearless investigation, your favorite, unfettered thought, and unselfish service to others, I present to you the William L. Mayo Professor Medallion.
I think we're going to have to get there. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here for today's joyous occasion. Before we close our convocation, I would like to recognize a number of people who have played an important role in the success of this memorable event. First, Dr. John Bellotti, Senior Lecturer in Mass Media, Communications, and Theater, who lined up the faculty for the processional and who will lead the recessional march. Also, Mrs. Paige Bussell, Registrar, and Ms. Marlena Cameron, Graduation Coordinator, who assisted Dr. Bellotti. Mr. Rob McWhorter, Technical Services Advisor, who set up the stage and who coordinates the processional and recessional music. And finally, the Golden Leos, who handed out the programs and served as ushers. Now I would like to ask Dr. Hooper and the chorale to lead us in the alma mater, the words of which are printed on the back of your program. At the conclusion of the alma mater, we ask that you remain standing until the recessional has exited the auditorium. Dr. Hooper.
Let our voices loudly ring, echo far and near. praise thy children singing to thy